operations within the NDC's ranks?
Yeah. Okay, so I want to give you what made so at my rank. He was the only one that purchased an expression of interest form. He was the only person that purchased an expression of interest form. So obviously, by the time the window for the purchase of the expression of interest form expired, he was the only one that purchased. So he's the only one that was screened, and he had passed screening. Mr. Pitobi, obviously at the screening appeal, they were wowed by his intelligence. They were wowed by his integrity and preparedness to actually, take over power and start governing Nigeria from day one and giving us the Nigeria that we know that Nigerians deserve and need. So as regards Rabiu Kwankwaso, there is something called the OK movement. The OK movement has been canvassing for a ticket that has two honest men. So you have one vote for two honest men. You have one vote for two men of integrity. You have one vote for two men that will turn around Nigeria. Rabiu Kwankwaso has been somebody that has proven, just like Mr. Pitobi, to be a man that has the masses at heart in Kano. As the governor of Kano State, he had, I think he focused on education. He has so many men that he has built up in that education-wise and in so many ways. And he's the man that has been known for honesty and integrity. And that's why he has that organic Kwankwasia movement that stretches across not necessarily in Kano State. So the OK movement has been canvassing for Nigerians to look at a ticket that has these two men. His Excellency Mr. Pitobi, His Excellency Rabiu Kwankwaso. They're looking for a ticket, one ticket. They're killing two birds with one stone, and that's how it's said. So you're voting one vote for two honest men, the president and the vice. And I believe Nigerians are listening, and I believe our leaders are listening. So a lot of times we see Mr. Pitobi with Rabiu Kwankwaso. They are talking, they are having conversations around having a joint ticket that can actually deliver to Nigerians the new Nigeria that is urgent and is imminent.
All right.
So so in terms of zoning, it makes sense because it's an unspoken gentleman's agreement in Nigeria that the North will do 8 years at the presidential level, and the South will do 8 years. So you had the North, they've had their 8 years done with the late Muhammad Buhari, and then the president, Bola Tinubu, is doing 4 years for the South. So it obviously makes sense that if you're going to produce a ticket in any party, it should be a party that would also zone their presidency to the South for the remaining 8 years before power goes back to the North in 2021. So it's something that NDC has professed that they will do, and everybody is very much attuned to it, and that's what we're working with.
All right, fair enough. I refer to the obedience movement and the obedience wave, which people are quite circumspect about, especially down here in the East this time around. Some people believe that some mistakes were made during the 2023 elections, and a lot of people, maybe who should not have gotten the goodwill of the voters, had the goodwill because of the person of P2B and the wave that he carried. And, it's also curious that you are now closely associated with P2B because in 2023 you ran under the platform of the All Progressives Congress, isn't it? And this time around, you're seen in close association with P2B. I think I've seen you in several functions with him, his interaction with diplomats the other time. You were evidently present. What happened yesterday, you're also present. You're working in close association with him. Tell us what inspires, that relationship politically with Peter Obi, and then your declaration to vie for position. I think May 27th, that's when the National Assembly primaries within the NDC would happen. Tell us what's informing that decision to run again and to associate yourself with Peter Obi this time around.
Okay, so like I said, and I said it last time, and I just said earlier during the program, Mr. Peter Obi is a man of integrity. I joined the APC at the initial stage in 2013-2014, because of the personality of Muhammad Buhari. Right or wrong, at that time, there's a name they called Muhammad Buhari in the North. Muhammad Buhari was known as Mai Gaskiya. Mai Gaskiya means a man of integrity. So many of us that grew up at the time when he was a military head of state, or father, when he was PTF chairman, more or less I romanticized that time when we saw somebody who had integrity, seemingly anti-corruption, and seemingly a performer that performed with very little resources, and there was no corruption sent on him. So I joined APC because of the personality I perceived at that time of Muhammadu Buhari as a man of integrity. Likewise, right now, I am following a man of integrity in the person of Mr. Peter Obi because I have seen what he has done in the past. When you hear his spoken word, I have known Mr. Peter Obi for many years. And what he said, Mr. Peter Obi 20 years ago is Mr. Peter Obi the same person till now. He hasn't changed. He has been consistent in his personality. He has been consistent in his performance. And there is no doubt on my mind that Mr. Peter Obi is a man of integrity. So that is why I joined him at this time to canvass and vote and work for a new Nigeria. Now, as far regards my own ambition to represent my people in the Enugu Senatorial Zone, it's still the same thing. The conditions that made me run in 2022 have not changed. It's still there. I am running to serve my people. There's a lot of things that we should be getting from the federal government that we're not getting. And I said before, and I'm saying again, the bridge between the federal government and the local government and the locality and the wards and the villages are and should be National Assembly representatives. If they're not delivering your federal government benefits to you, then something is wrong. That I think, like I asked you before, ask people in the streets of Enugu if they are feeling the federal government presence the way they should, and you come back with your answer, and then you can see about it. I know that people are not happy with whatever they're getting from the federal government. They can do better. So I am offering myself for service for the same reason I offered myself for service 3-4 years ago, to serve my people, to represent my people, to go to Abuja and speak for my people, to be a voice for my people at the national level. Somebody up there needs to know at national level where something is going wrong in any part of the Enugu East Senatorial Zone. Are they hearing it? Are they hearing what we need in Enugu Senatorial Zone? I'm not sure that they are.
All right.
So I have also set for service to do that, to be a voice for my people at the national.
But we're not just there yet, where this contest is now open to particular candidates. Party primaries are what's happening right now. And I would like to comment on that. I'd like you to comment on that a little bit, because what we are witnessing, in the past few days has been party primaries, and within some parties is beginning to cause some kind of divisions and raise dissent, right? Voices here and there talking about being shortchanged in the electoral process within these political parties. And that's why, I try to ask about the understanding within the ranks in the NDC, which are a part of the party primaries will happen in a few days' time, right, for the National Assembly tickets. And you, of course, would have those who would contest against. I don't know if there are any persons who have purchased ticket, but I believe there are those who are interested in the tickets within the NDC for the same position that you intend to vie for. What really are the chances? What do you believe in the internal democracy within the NDC? Are there preferred options for you in terms of how those primaries should be carried out? Because we have just two options, right? Consensus and the direct primaries. So what's the body language within the NDC with regards to how these primaries would hold? Are you guys thinking consensus or direct primaries? What's going on there?
No, I believe the NDC will be fair to all aspirants. I don't think I'm the only aspirant aspiring to aspire, so to speak. Yeah, I'm sure there are several people, and because of so many people believe in the personality of the capital, so they are joining the NDC in droves, So we are all hoping that the party will provide a level playing ground for everyone. We are still going through the screening process, aspirants are going to be screened. Once the party allows us to purchase an expression of interest form, after which, they will go through screening, and the the rest of it will follow. So yes, I believe the NDC are planning to provide a level playing ground for everyone. If you were there like 2 days ago when Mr. Bitodo was crazy, you can see that they asked him very tough questions, even though he was the only one that processed the form. So the screening process has been vigorous from, according to people who have been screened and haven't done my screening yet. I will do so soon. So I believe the party will be fair to everyone, and credible candidates hopefully will emerge from that process.
Mm. You sound really certain, because in some political parties, the primaries have happened that it has caused divisions within those parties. In NDC, people are also looking at the NDC in Enugu. There are some, different parties who are laying claim to the leadership of the NDC down here in Enugu State. Are you aware of that? What's the party at the national level saying about the NDC in Enugu? What's really going on? Can you give us, insider information with regards to NDC Enugu, whether it's a united front or there's going to be factions?
Yes, I know that there are some issues in NDC Enugu, and I believe the party they are handling it at the national level and at different, levels. So I can't speak much on it because I can only speak from what I know, and I don't know that much of the intricacies of the negotiations or whatever conflict resolution mechanism the party is employing to sort it out. But I believe they are working on it. Yes.
Okay. Why I asked that question is, you don't want parallel primaries happening and candidates emerging from those parallel primaries for the same position. That's why I'm asking to know if really it's been settled within the NDC Enugu ranks, because we've been hearing the one of the people who laying claims to the mantle here in Enugu speak on different radio stations and TV stations right now, trying to talk about those who are coming in and trying to usurp things. I'm asking that because people are looking out, people who are obedient, right, might just be looking out to see whether or not the NDC in Enugu gets its acts right.
I think in terms of parallel primaries, I don't think that can happen. There's only one national leadership which is recognized by INEC, and it's only the national leadership that organizes primaries, not the state leadership. Okay. So I don't think in terms of primaries there's anything like a parallel primary, so to speak. Even the electoral act is very, very clear on that. It's the national leadership of the party that will organize primaries at all levels. In terms of the leadership structure in Enugu, like I said, I believe the party is probably exploring all means of conflict resolution to see that it is resolved going forward. But in terms of primaries, it is the national. There's no factionalization at the national level, and they're the ones that are going to handle all the primaries according to the electoral act and the law.
Okay, fair enough. I think a lot of eyes will be on the NDC, particularly from this part of the country, since Peter Obi is now the sole presidential aspirant for the NDC, and knowing the followership that he controls and he wields down here in the southeast in particular. But yeah.
Let me share one more thing, sorry, when you talked about primaries and all that. We all know that in the southeast, Mr. Obi is very popular, and Mr. Obi, since I've been, he's as of now, he's the only major candidate of any political party for president. So anyone trying to institute parallel primaries or allow himself to be used to fight Mr. Obi, because people can be used or bought over to fight Mr. Obi by instituting crises here and there. I believe the people of the southeast, will be very much aware of those people that might be used to fight Mr. Obi in the southeast, and I don't think they will take it lightly.
But for the position that you're vying for within the NDC, you think it's going to be a direct or consensus arrangement that would lead to whoever represents the party for the Enugu senatorial zone within your party? What do you think the body language is? I don't think you quite answered that.
No, I can't really say because I'm an aspirant, and as an aspirant, you're limited to the amount of information you get from the party hierarchy.
Yeah.
There's certain things that they won't tell me because I'm an aspirant just like others.
No, but
with all due respect to all my co-aspirants I think the party will review everything on a case-by-case basis and decide on how they want to, handle the contest and the nomination of the candidate. So I can't preempt the party on what they want to do. There are two options open to them: consensus or direct primary. I will leave it to the party. Anyone they decide, I'll be ready for it.
Now, do you think any of the two options is more democratic for you? Because people want internal democracy sustained. The APC just came out the other day. The leadership of the APC came out to say that this has been the most fiercely contested primaries within the ADC, and they believe that whoever emerges is somebody who is going to be quite popular, in his constituency to represent the party in those elective positions. So what do you think about the change? Because this is the first time that we're having the delegate system entirely removed from the party primary process, right? And now we have only the direct primaries and the consensus. Consensus proving to be very difficult, and in places where it's possible, people claim that there has been imposition from big wigs within political parties and all whatnot. But which one of them do you think is most democratic for you? And as an aspirant, you would have something that you prefer. I believe you can comment on that.
No, well, the only comment I can make is that the electoral, it is the law of the land. The law of the land gives us only two options: the consensus option or the direct primary option. And I think everybody wants to win their ticket. There's no system you will bring down that will be fully fair or unfair, because people anybody who loses or loses out in that process will still agree. It is natural to feel so, because people are in the political space to win elections and to contest. So there's no one that you can employ that everybody will be happy with. So we have to just face it is what it is. It is the law of the land. The law of the land gives us only those two options. And we can't say it's democratic or undemocratic, because it is the law of the land. So that's the assumption that either way is democratic and it's allowed. So some people didn't even like the indirect primary, because that one exposes you to, that one is more expensive, some people might say. So there isn't any particular option that you choose to nominate your candidate that everybody will be happy with. In a contest where you have 10 people expressing their interest and only one person can win, the other 9 are bound to fail. Some people might accept it, some people will not accept it. So any process that you choose to go with, you're going to have people who agree. So I can't say I prefer one or the other, because anyone the party chooses, I have to be ready for it, and I have to be ready to accept whoever comes out from that process and then move on with it. The important thing is that we all know in the NDC that our main goal really for a lot of people in the NDC, for me, is the new Nigeria that we look forward to with Mr. P2P. And I believe this is the best time for it. For us as Nigerians, this is the best time for us to make sure that we rally around the best candidates who can deliver the democratic dividends to Nigeria. The best candidate is Mr. P2P, without a doubt. So that is still our end goal in the NDC. That is our ultimate prize. And I believe this is the best time to get it. When Mr. P2P ran in 2023, we had the obedient way. Talk about the obedient way. The obedient way came with a lot of energy, with devotion, with organic followership. Now, the obedient way has matched Kowansia. The Kowansias are even more devoted. They even have more energy. So you have these two forces merging to form the OK movement. O is for B, K is for Kowanso. So we're hoping that ticket is the one that will deliver the new Nigeria that is urgent. Nigeria is really not heading in the right direction, and I believe with these two men of integrity, these two honest men, that Nigeria will finally get it right. So whatever process that happens, whoever emerges from my own particular primary, I will accept it. If I win, if God's so kind, I win the primary, I will work, very hard to convince the people of Enugu Senatorial Zone to vote for the NDC when that time comes, when the INEC blows the whistle for campaign to start. If it's one of the other co-aspirants, who I am sure are men and women also of integrity and men or women of high capacity, if it's any one of them, anyone the party chooses, I will work for. And that is my pledge on air today. So So my own is for us to get a new Nigeria for our children and for our generations that to come, and for us living here that are suffering in this time. I believe that's the ultimate goal for everybody.
All right. All right, you sound really positive and you trust the internal processes of the NDC. And you've also said, it's the law of the land.
We have no choice to trust the land here because I like to deal with the reality of ground. It is the law of the land. Direct primaries or consensus. And I am pledging that whoever wins in that process, I will work for, I will campaign openly for. And, I'm really very okay with that.
Talked about the law of the land. The Electoral Act had some tweaks done to it before this election cycle began, and some people have reservations about those tweaks. Some other people believe it's an upgrade. What are your thoughts generally? Even after supposing you emerge as the candidate for NDC for the position of Enugu East Senatorial, do you have trust in the electoral umpire first, INEC themselves, the electoral acts as documents that guides how our elections are going to be conducted and what the rules of the game are. Do you believe that the tweaks to the electoral act is an upgrade or a downgrade? What's your thoughts around that?
Well, the tweaks that happened, I mean, like the one that the aspect of the electoral act that tries to discourage people from cross-carpeting after you lose the primary elections to one party, you run to the other one. I would think the National Assembly, in their wisdom, put that amendment there. Some of them have been caught in that amendment. They got the bad end of the deal in that political party, but it's what it is. I would like to say that it is the law of the land yet again, and whether it is right or wrong, we have to abide by it. As INEC is concerned, we have no choice but to hopefully trust INEC to do the right thing. If at some point during this election, this process of the election, we have cause to doubt INEC, we will speak up loudly. We will call them out if we see them taking actions that they're not supposed to take. But for now, whatever actions they've taken so far, nothing has gone wrong so far. We'll continue to look at them and watch them very, very closely to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do and deliver a free and fair election.
Yeah, Peter Obi himself has been hammering on it, the need for a free and fair election, believing that this election will be fiercely contested on all levels, from the presidential contest down to the very lowest of the contest that we are going to have in 2027. For the Southeast, what's your view about what's going to play out here? Is getting the internal democracy right, and of course, what you've all of the things that you've espoused on the conversation this morning. Do hang in there while we take the news.
Okay, thank you, Yancy.
All right.
From the capital of the Southeast to the world.
This is 94.5 Urban Radio Newsbreak.
It's 9:45 a.m. Good morning and welcome to Urban Radio News Updates in 94.5 seconds. The Enugu State chapter of the Nigeria Democratic Congress has declared that it will resist any attempt to hijack the party's structure in the state. The Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has announced his withdrawal from the All Progressives Congress governorship primary election in the state. The All Progressives Congress National Assembly Primary Election Committee has said that transformations to the governance by Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah facilitated peaceful party primaries in Enugu State. The Nigeria Union of Teachers has condemned the recent attacks on schools, teachers, and students in different parts of the country, describing the incidents as barbaric and inhumane. The federal government has declared that the African Continental Free Trade Area has moved beyond negotiations and entered the critical implementation phase, urging Nigerian entrepreneurs and digital businesses to take the lead in driving cross border trade across the continent. In sports, Nigeria's Flamingos have arrived Abidjan for the first leg of their 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifier against Guinea. On entertainment, Nollywood actress and filmmaker Ruth Kadiri has called on the authorities to empower Nigerians to protect themselves amid rising insecurity in the country. You're up to the minutes in 94.5 seconds.
From the capital of the Southeast to the world.
This is 94.5 Urban Radio Newsbreak.
Keep your brand or business ahead of the competition on Urban Radio 94.5 FM Enugu. For advert placement, announcement, program sponsorship, and other businesses, contact the marketing department on 0806 367 3748 or 0803 521 3282 or 0812 112 6788, or you can visit us at number 3 Opa Street, Independence Layout, Enugu. If it is urban, do it.
Welcome back to the Urban Parliament on Urban Radio 94.5 FM. This morning, we've been talking with Princess Daobu, and she's of the NDC and is seeking elective position under the platform. Talked about the obedient wave and whether or not it's going to be as potent as it was in 2023 and 2027 on the new platform, which is the NDC. Last time it was with the Labour Party. Talked about a number of things: internal party democracy, party primaries, and a host of other things. What are your thoughts about what we have touched on? You can call in or send in a message on WhatsApp 0916 000 4945. That's the call line 0916 000 4945. You can send in a message on WhatsApp 09128 945 09128945945. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Yagase.
Good morning.
This is Reverend AC from Enugu. Yeah, mine, Yagase, is a question.
Okay.
I believe she's listening. There's this information we got about, I think the information was from Kano, and the information is in media. One of the aides to Kano State governor talking about how Kwankwaso is actually working for the success of the All Progressive Congress. That Obi might think that he has someone around him, but not knowing that he's actually working against him. That Kwankwaso is actually working for the APC. So I want to ask her, have they gotten that information? How truthful is that information? Secondly, how prepared, talking about Obi and the obedience movement, how prepared is Obi's obedient movement over the election 2027, especially in defense of the votes of the people? We saw what happened 2022. We saw how there were lots of issues, and when you look at what is it called, the former actor and what he says. I think one of the things that gets him upset is that from his words, is that Obi is actually weak to defend the vote of the people. So how prepared, even though we don't believe that, how prepared are they to actually defend the votes of the people? This is the question I just want to throw to your guest this morning. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I believe she's taking notes and would respond to those questions in due time. Keep the calls coming. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning,
sir. To all our listeners, and good morning to Princess Adoku. If we oscillate my name, I'm calling from Enugu. Thank you for this program, and we thank God for His Excellency Peter Obi, to the obedient and to the Kwasias, those who believe in him, and to all Nigerians who are supporting Peter Obi, because we all believe that the NDC is the only party that God will use to liberate us from the numerous problems we are having in Nigeria today. I call all the obedience and all the Kwasias to please do everything within their power to see to it that come 2027, the support, the organic support they are giving to P2P will be real, that everybody, every hand will be on deck. Nigerians are ready, Nigerians will give them every support, but they let them work on party structures because it really matters. Let them work on their all the movements, because there is a lot of job to do as far as being the president of Nigeria is concerned. It requires honesty, it requires truthfulness, it requires hard work, it requires even financial commitment. Let whatever they are going to do, the obedience and the consequences, let them give Peter Obi and His Excellency Rabiu Kwankwaso all the support that they needed. I believe there will be a lot of missiles on their way to make sure that they are not that they did not succeed in what they are planning for this country. But I believe God is on the throne. God will help us. And before I call it a day, I would like to call on my Igbo brothers. Let us please support His Excellency P2P. We are not going to be a political slave to any other person in this country. We will fight our way and see to it that because one God that is P2P to do for us cannot make the people that the people exist. God is my name. I come from Enugu. Remain blessed.
All right, Elder Ibrahim, remain blessed too. Thank you for calling in. Hello, good morning.
No.
Hello?
Hello. Good morning. This is Obadiah from Enugu.
Good morning.
Yes. Thank God for NDC. Praying that Nigeria will get their freedom. And their freedom, the much awaited freedom. By the grace of God, takes over the saddle of leadership in this country. We've gone through hands. And anybody who joins NDC is a man of, or a woman of light. Yes, that man is not occultic. Every woman.
No.
Every person.
What do you mean occultic? Do we have occultic people? What do you mean by occult? How? Excuse me. How do you determine who is occultic and where does that come from? That's quite superstitious. No, we don't take those kind of comments. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It's not occultic.
All right. 0916 0004945. All right, let's try to be as civil as possible. There are things that are just off key in terms of derailing the entire conversation. Just go ahead and be very objective and critical in your analysis. All right. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, Karimo. Okay.
So this is that NDC Adobo, Princess Adobo, a very beautiful lady. During the last election, 2023, I saw her poster. I came to the one I saw her poster. I said, this beautiful lady with the beautiful heart. Because when you see how it's so very, very soft spoken, and you see the heart of gold, a woman that not before, that she has God. And then it is a lot of the Reverend, the class social ruler in the Igbo land, Igbo Nasarobo, of Odata Janara. A very prominent man, Igbos respect, the father. And I believe Princess Adobu can never spot the number of that man. Just like Rita Nagolo is doing all the time. And that's not Rita Nagolo. You're doing like your father, Antonio, just like Nagolo. And thank you for that. So that is what Adobu represents. So as he's buying, the other time he bought in the APC in 2023, I spoke, I wrote, and I told people that this woman is the best candidate, but she was in the wrong party. And it happened. She lost. Had it been that she was in the Labour Party, it was a done deal. But that one is gone. Now that she did this, and that then follow up P2P, I believe, by the grace of God, if I neck and share an allowance, she's good to go. And P2P is good to go equally. And then there I have a sort of relief. But my problem is about a neck and judiciary. I always hammer it, and I cannot stop saying it, because that's our problem. Nigeria cannot to vote. The measure of the APC did not come back. If I neck and judiciary will allow us. So, concerning the risk you said that we have in the Enugu state about the APC, there's no risk. All the programs will be done in national level. And whatever they approve in state, it goes. So they are good to go.
All right.
I'm on to carry on.
Karimo from Bunka, Anambra. Thank you for joining us. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is the one I'm calling from Enugu.
Just
so get clear about one thing. The time, the hand time on the end time. Not installment time or any other kind of time. Not what it is. And I wish NDC and all is not the block and because they are only group now. All this look at what is the who does not have a so they are students are coming out to go there. For the look at this might happen in all countries. Same as Malaysia, a lot of Malaysia. If one is normalized, and the more it gets normalized, always the lectures that about. So I know that NDC and this is particularly I believe I had a good thing and I take good luck to her as well. Okay, so I know that they will come and provide
no matter where, from whatever camp those words are coming from, we do not allow them here on this radio when we are having this kind of conversations, all right? Stick to the facts, don't derail, be civil, and then we'll let you have your say, all right? We'll quickly go for our commercial break. When we return, we'll continue taking calls to the station.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Urban Radio.
Hello, Nigeria. Hello, Africa. Do you want to work in the healthcare sector? Do you want to be a trained, certified nursing assistant, medical assistant, or caregiver? If yes, then register to enroll for Push Africa's one-year diploma in certified nursing assistance training happening at the African University College of Science and Technology, Abuja. Targeted trainees are unemployed graduates, O-level or ordinary diploma graduates, or anyone interested in working as a support worker in the healthcare sector. For details, log on to www.pushafrica.org or WhatsApp 080-339-42015, 080-550-45801. For registration, pick up application form at our partner radio stations or visit the reception at the African University of Science and Technology, Abuja.
This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through.
With gratitude to God for a life well spent, the Uzochukwu Dede royal family of Umumba Ugugu village is in a within the Igwe's cabinet, town union, and the entire ancient Mbidi kingdom
announced the celebration of life and last of Allah of our brother, husband, father, grandfather, great grandfather, uncle, in law, and traditional ruler of the ancient kingdom, His Royal Majesty, Igwe P.D. Uzochukwu JP, Ezechiel II, Ezudo I of the ancient kingdom, aged 90, burial arrangements. Thursday, May 21, 2026, 5 p.m., Christian Wake at Central School Field, Mwidi. Friday, 22nd May 2026, 11:30 a.m. Funeral Mass at St. Benedict's Catholic Church, Mwidi of the local government area, Enugu State. Followed by interment at his country home, Umumba, Ogugu Village, SNC Mwidi of the local government area. Reception and other burial rites will take place at the Central School Field, Mwidi. Saturday, May 23, 2026, condolence continues. Sunday, May 24, 2026, 10 a.m., Thanksgiving Mass at St. Benedict's Catholic Church, Moody. He is survived by his wife, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and many other relatives. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Announcers, Prince Emeka Uzochukwu Ochendo I, Chief Professor Arinze Uzochukwu Mmutamaka I, Namwidi, Ancient Kingdom, and Chief Tom Onyawa, PhD, Idejuno Namwidi, Chairman, Last of Allah Committee.
Feel at home in this world anymore.
Asike chopa fiya choke zibo bread yo. Iruka bread yo, upper bread maraman clear road. Iruka bread toronto one more. Iruka bread toronto. Iruka bread yo, upper zibo bread yo. Iruka bread toronto. Iruka bread yo, obonga bread yo. If you chop one, you go like it to chop two. Better bread yo, we no get to party too. If you chop one, you go like it to chop two.
Nkiruka bread. Chop one, chop two. We get Big Brother Family Loaf, Rosy Bread, Iruka Jumbo Bread, plus Big Brother Fruit Bread. Nkiruka Industries Nigeria Limited, where they produce all this yumilicious bread. There for number 6, Iruka Street, besides Army Barrack, Onitsha. You fit green our customer care line for 070 3999 2253.
Make you confirm. If you chop one, you go like to chop two.
In moments of loss, when words are not enough, St. Xavier Funerals is here to give your loved ones the dignity they deserve. We offer professional funeral services, including pallbearers, hearse rentals, quality caskets for sale, lowering devices, church trolley, elegant chariots with horses, and beautifully crafted natural and artificial wreaths. Because even at death, our loved ones still deserves the best. Cherish the memories of the final passage of your loved one with St. Xavier Funerals. Visit us today at number 16 Mbemena Street, Coal Camp, beside City Energy Filling Station, Enugu. Or you can call us on 0703 038 5385 or 0802 255 9110 or 0807 177 5306. You can also follow us on our social media at St. Xavier Funerals. That is at STXAVIER Funerals, or visit www.stxavierfunerals.com. That is www.stxavierfunerals.com. St. Xavier Funerals, dignity, honor, and care till the very end.
Did you score low in your UTME, or did you not sit for the exam at all? Or were you given a course that you didn't like? Hear this good news. Enugu State University of Science and Technology is making your career a priority. Come and study any course of your choice with us for 2 to 3 years with your 5 credits only, and move to one of our foreign partner universities in Europe to complete your course with partial scholarship. Do you want to study medicine, pharmacy, nursing, engineering, or business degree? Come and we shall support your dreams. No jam, no strike, no stress. Complete your degree in 3 years and get a good job abroad. Just choose your course and we shall do the rest. ESUT is in your best interest. Register and start lectures immediately. Hurry up before the space is filled up. You can visit us at JUDAP office, Ted Fund Building, ESUT Campus, Abani, or call 0906 417 0942. 0906 417 0942.
Some glad morning
to the glory of God for a life well spent, and with gratitude to God, the family of late Chief John Nevong of Isiokwe, Umweve, Obodapo Autonomous Community in Awogugu, Ogu local government area of Enugu State, announces the glorious passing of their matriarch, Ezine Marcelina Nwankwani Nevo Ni Aningene Aruzwoke One, who transited unto glory on the 14th February 2026. She was aged 96. Burial arrangements: Friday, 22nd May at 6 p.m. There will be Christian wake at her family compound. Saturday, 23rd May by 9 a.m. lying in state in her compound. By 10 a.m. burial mass at St. John's Catholic Church, Abu. By 12 noon, interment at her compound. Reception and condolence follows immediately. On Sunday, 24th May, by 8 a.m., there will be outing service. May her beautiful soul continue to rest in perfect peace. Amen. Signed, Dr. Nevo Callistus, for the family.
When I die, ready to take your future global, the University of Sunderland presents Get Ahead Enugu State 2026 edition. Join us at the Oakland Hotel, Enugu, Ebano Tunnel on Wednesday, May 27, 2026. Door opens from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Meet international delegates like Paul Hansen, Carol Mallon, Dr. Derek Watson, and John Iyekowa to fast-track your path to study and live in the UK. Don't miss out on tuition discounts up to £6,000, instant admissions, free visa support, and best price entry is free. For more information, contact John or Iyekowa on 0806 479 6220, or you can email Chika Uzibe at sunderland.ac.uk or visit sunderland.ac.uk. University of Sunderland, life changing. This seminar is coordinated by Sunderland African Team. Get Ahead Seminar. Be there.
94.5 Urban Radio.
Welcome back. Still the Urban Parliament this morning, having a conversation about some developments with regards to the NDC and the obedient wave. Princess Adobu joined us over the phone, is still with us. But we're taking calls at this point and messages too on WhatsApp. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, ask your questions, and then we'll get back to my guest to respond to those questions. You can call in 09128 945 945 or send in a message on WhatsApp 091 28945 Calls is 0916 000 4945. Hello.
Hello, yeah, Gabriel.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Pupot Shoma. I call from India.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I've been following your program. I've heard what some people have said so far,
And a lot of people are
saying that P2B is not strong enough to defend his mandate or defend the vote. I think defending vote is more work for electorates. You go out there to vote, and at the end of the day, you don't stay to see your vote is counted and then that the right result posted. And tomorrow you blame somebody. And again, I feel that our country, Nigerians, we are so docile. We are too quiet about certain things. Few individuals who don't want this country to work for everybody will just colonize power, hold it, and then nobody talks. We feel that if we go out there, we die. And yet, on daily basis, we are dying. So I feel that within this period, people is doing a lot of work by opening our eyes to know that this country can be fixed. This country can do well if we come with the consciousness that we can make this place work.
Okay.
We can wrestle this power out from the hands of the people that don't have its good at heart. So I lies within Nigerians to really stand up and decide that enough is enough. And all the mess that is happening in this country, that the time for it to be over is now. And we will stand and declare that we really want it